this segment of Moments with Murph, we're still with Deja.
Hello.
And today we're going to talk about being posted on page. So we're going to talk about more so from the woman wants to be posted on a guy's page. Because a lot of us guys don't really care to be posted. Like, to us, that's issues that we don't necessarily need because we know how some women are great FBI agents. When they want to find something, they surely will. Because I'll never forget when my one friend found another person's Instagram from a completely different school just because the friend that I was with, we said that she was pretty. And then our female friend found her Instagram and connected us with her. I said, oh my gosh, this is exactly why I don't tell people stuff and I don't, give out too much information because y'all women are good. You be doing that?
I will not disclose. But if I did, I would be very good at what I do.
Yeah, y'all, this is why I'm secretive. Very secretive. And a lot of friends hate that, but guess what? Prime example. Exactly. Cool. So, we're going to talk about, about being posted on your page, again, from the male standpoint, but why a female wants to. So, we're going to talk about why is it important and when you should not post her or why you should not post her. And we're going to start with the D.I.M moment, which is with defended, which is the statement of, guys, you're not obligated to post her. I don't care how much she cries, okay? It is your Instagram, your Snapchat, your Facebook, your Twitter, your, what else you got? Reddit, maybe, TikTok, whatever else you guys use. You are not obligated to post her on your account. I don't care how much she complains. And you'll hear the reasons why later. So, Deja, let's just ask, do you care about being posted?
There was a time where I feel like I did, but I'm also very private. So I don't even use social media like that personally. And I feel like I want it to be known that I'm in a relationship, but I don't need everyone to know, like, who it is or what we're, you know what I mean? Like, unless you do, it doesn't matter, but I don't really care as much.
Yeah, so it's like, you want people to know that you're in a relationship, but you don't want them to know who you're in a relationship with.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Mhm.
Because it gets people away from you,
Yeah.
but let people know that you're not available. But they don't have to be in your business because like now they can't exactly pinpoint who.
Yeah.
And I wish I had a screenshot of this one picture because like my friend posted her dude, but you couldn't see nothing. Like I was looking at the image. And all you see is a hand wrapped around her waist when they were sitting down, but you see no other feet. You didn't see a head. You didn't see a shadow.
Yes.
I said, what type of like sorcery is going on here? Like, I feel like that's like one of the ultimates. Like, I'm telling you guys I'm in a relationship, but I'm not telling you guys who I'm with.
Exactly.
And that is completely understandable because I am very secretive. I tell people by the time I get into another relationship, or by the time people know about it, I'll probably be in a relationship for like 3 years.
Damn. No, that's crazy. Sorry. Wait. I didn't expect 3 years. I was like, I thought you were going to say maybe like 3 months. No.
Okay.
There's a certain point where you do have to post their face at some point in time. You know what I mean? But when it's like super serious, I feel.
Alright, I'll give it maybe 2 years. Like, because my thing is like, I want to make sure that me and her are on good terms. Like, I don't want any outside interference, any outside issues. Like, I feel like a lot of people's problems start with other people adding the situation on. Like, when nobody knows nothing, like, it's just really up to y'all to put y'all emotions, y'all feelings into it and really focus on it. Because, like, when other people start feeding into y'all head, there's like, y'all really thinking about other things, realizing stuff that really isn't important, and then kind of blowing it out of proportion. Especially women. Like, they love to bring up old stuff, things that probably never happened with them, but now they're worried about it. It's just like, leave me alone.
Yeah, that does happen.
So it's like, okay, so from a woman's point of view, just speaking in general, like, why do you think women want to be posted?
Just to validate that you like them. Like, you want to show them off. Kind of what we were saying last week. It's like you don't want to be at the club with a plus size woman. Like, you park far away. That's just, you want to show that you like them, that you don't care what anyone thinks, you're with them, that you're showing them off like a prize. Because that's kind of how guys, I feel like, think. Like, when they have a woman that they think is, like, the best looking, amazing, they want to show her off. So it's like, why not show them off on your social media?
So we got to have trophies.
No. But I feel like that's kind of how men think. Like they're not. Let me not like categorize every type of man, but they kind of, like. Do you not think of women as that, like, in a sense?
Like a trophy?
Yeah.
Well.
Exactly.
I was like, honestly, it really depends on the way you look at it. I mean, honestly, because like a woman, honestly, I feel like your spouse is a reflection of you.
Right.
And you know what you can do, but then sometimes one spouse might be a little better than the other in some aspects, so then it makes the lesser spouse, you know, a little better. That makes sense.
Right.
So like if I'm like a butt ugly person, right, and then my spouse is just gorgeous, like in that sense you're gonna kind of want to show her off, because it's like, look guys, look what I got. You know what I mean? It's kind of
Right.
like the nerds who play football and somehow got MVP or something like that.
Right.
Like best player, or just even participation award, because the other nerds didn't get them.
Right.
They can be able to show that off and just show like what I accomplished. But it's like, you know, after that, then what? You know? So it's like some guys do like to show their women off, just to, again, showcase like what she looked like. But then some guys are really irritating because they want to show her off, but then when guys look at her, people look at her and they get mad, and it's just like,
yeah.
Which one do you want? Like, do you want to show her? Do you want to keep her behind the scenes? Like, do you want to just give her to me? Like, what do you exactly, you know, want to do? Like, it's that's what's kind of weird about it. So
that makes sense.
I know from like some women, like they spoken like, yeah, it's, what's that word? It means to reassure. That's the word, reassure.
Yeah,
They
it
want to
does.
reassure their feelings, or what they're expressing is really being like replicated by the guy. So
Yeah.
it kind of gives them that feeling of security and stability, and like it makes them feel more comfortable. I don't understand why women need so much reassurance. Like, what is up with that?
I don't know. I feel like, especially with the posting, now you're talking about reassurance, it's kind of like making sure that they're not talking to other females or stuff of that nature, because it's like, if you're going to post me, obviously everyone's going to see it. So you wouldn't be doing anything with anybody else. Or some people do, like they're just dogs and they'll post their girlfriend and still be doing other things. But I think from a woman's standpoint, it's just like, you know, you're proud of me, that reassurance. And I feel like when you're reassured, like women just, it's kind of hard because you never know what a man is thinking. Like you, like the slightest thing, sometimes you're just like, do you still like me? Do you still want to be here? Like it can be difficult. So it's good to reassure them.
I mean, and I can attest to that too, because I surely at times don't give compliments. I will compliment my woman, especially when she looks great. But like, I don't necessarily compliment a lot. I probably would tell her I love her maybe once a month.
Damn.
And I feel like the more you say it, like the less meaningful it gets. Like I would just show you than like keep saying it. If that makes sense.
Right.
So it's like things like that. I might not necessarily tell her. Moments like this, or not like at this exact moment, but like times like this where I'm like very busy and I can't, you know, give her enough attention.
Yeah.
Like
That's where communication comes into play.
Yeah, so like you try to actively communicate with her, but you know, like especially our women love to be in person. Like, let me come see you. Hi.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, you want to see them, but I feel like if you were busy and you voiced that, hey, I'm busy, some guys just will be busy and not say anything and just like go radio silent, like, oh my bad, I was doing blase blase. Like, dude.
Yeah. It'd be like, cause like, dude, guys, you know, I know you have a moment to at least text her to let her know what you're going to do.
Exactly.
You ain't gotta tell her in depth. You can just be like, hey, you know, I'll be away from my phone until 8 p.m. But when I get a chance, like I'm gonna definitely hit you up or something like that, right?
Yeah. Or just say I'm busy, I can't talk as much. Because if you're saying I'm not gonna be by my phone, then that might just, you know, but I'm busy. I might not be able to talk as much, thinking of you. Boom.
Boom. Now, if your girl's crazy, weigh your options. So know how you're gonna word your message, and know if you just might text her later on at night and just call it a day.
Right.
I ain't gonna fake. This is recommended advice. Don't recommend advice. If she is type that constantly texts and blows up your phone, hit her up late at night, right? Around like 10, 11 when your day is actually complete and you know you can respond to her, because then you can give her conversation. Or you at least attempted to message her, but then she goes to sleep. So then you get off the hook and you still get your free time. All right, cool. That was a tip from Murph.
I'm not even going to comment on it because it was so out of pocket that like...
Tip from Murph. Great. Well, yeah. So like, I guess okay. Just understand it from like from a female standpoint of reassurance. I mean, I guess it kind of feeds those like emotions, but I feel like that's a issue like guys shouldn't because like to me it's not that important to post her. Like you should eventually, maybe, but it's so many like ways to get around it. Like you said, I mean like posting somebody just kind of reassures her, but that doesn't mean that the guy isn't still doing dirt. If that makes
Right,
sense.
yeah.
I'm not telling you guys. I'm just speaking in general. But it's like some guys can again post this girl. I love her. This is my girl. Maybe let her know another chick. Again, guys, I'm not telling you guys. I'm not telling you. But just like giving an example of like what could be. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Which like to me. Which is why I like to me. I don't think it does anything because it's like.
Yeah.
After I post you, like, then what?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, where do you go from there? You just get happy?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't think it's a big deal because of factors like that. Like, you'll get posted and then people be like, damn, that's the one he's cheating on? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's kind of like, I feel like if they are, like you said, showing them actions, like you say, you don't say I love you all the time, but you demonstrate it through actions, I feel like that's more valuable than getting posted or even saying I love you all the time because then you can actually see it.
Exactly. Like, I think we look at the things that don't matter as much, but put a lot of emphasis on it because other people said that we should. Like, great example. What's more important between the wedding ring and the actual papers?
Oh, you're asking me? Shoot, I don't want to. I mean, the ring gotta be nice. Let me just say, I want it like. I mean, if you make enough money, then yeah, I want the ring. But, I'm gonna have to go with the ring.
And see, the thing is, like, the ring for women isn't an uncommon answer, but it's like, what is the ring without the papers?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be holding it on my hand for a very long time. So I'm gonna that's a showcase point. Like you're just always showing it off. Like you're like, hey, look, I'm getting engaged. That's the first thing when you get engaged. People they hold their hand like that. So
yes,
I feel like it's very important because that's all people ask when you get engaged is, oh, let me see the ring, let me see the ring, let me see the ring. You want to be proud of it.
See, guys, emphasis on things that aren't important. Because look, I mean, the ring again, that is for an external feeling. Because listen, if no one cared about rings, guys wouldn't buy rings. Want to know why? Because what determines the actual engagement, the marriage, when everything is solidified, is the papers, the documents that the government says, okay, these two are now a legal unit, a legal entity as one. That is what really, matters. Like, what's written down, which is basically like your agreements. Like, not considering the wedding, because the wedding is basically the ceremony to cherish and what's the other word? Express that happiness feeling. But again, some people just get married down in the courtroom because it's the courts that really decide, if you guys are legally married or not. The wedding ring is just bling, bling, bling for the women to go, put her hand out and show on Instagram.
Yup.
Like, and like it's little stuff like that where it's like the post gives her a sense of what maybe comfort, again assurance or whatever, just to make her feel good. But I think personally it's just a ploy for her to go express to other people. Like, what do you think on that?
About the ring?
Just in general, where it's just like the things that you guys find, happy and amusing and like acceptable is really kind of just to show other people how things are going.
I can see that. I don't know, even like with like Valentine's Day stuff, how people they'll be like, oh, he got me this bear and all these flowers and look, you're jealous. Like even like when you saw like Saweetie and what was it, Playboy?
Yeah.
Like he did all this for her and then like they still didn't end up working out, but people always be like, that's goals. So I feel like a lot of people, not even just women, but sometimes men as well, like the, hey, we're goals, look at what I did for them, I do the, you know what I mean? So.
Yes. Guys, we're going to stop wasting money. Thank you.
Oh. Women waste money as well.
Right. But like, all right, to quickly, guys waste money on women, but women waste money on themselves to make guys waste money on them. Did I lose you?
No.
Does it make sense?
It makes sense, but it's also like there's women that still pay for stuff for their man, like
Oh, and they're
yeah,
they're blessings.
yeah. Like I remember for my ex's birthday, I like rented out a whole hotel room, decorated it, was all cute and whatnot. Like, did the absolute most. So I feel like women still do like pay for a lot of stuff, do a lot of stuff because I feel like if you cherish your man, it's not always gonna be just him showing you and buying you stuff. You're gonna do the same thing.
Yeah, that read. It's not a lot of y'all out here like that, but it definitely makes sense. But the thing is, it's like I don't know. I feel like guys kind of get like the higher end on it. Because again, I feel like it's an external like factor where it's like women like to showcase everything that they get from their man, including their man. Whereas like guys kind of just to showcase the woman. If he's smart, because if my woman is a nurse or a doctor or a CPA or maybe some like businesswoman, like I ain't gonna fake, I'm gonna showcase that more than just showcasing her. Because like now I want to showcase like an accomplishment, outside of just her good looks. Was like a lot of guys just want to just show the good looks, and then for that it's just I think it makes women. I think the good thing is I think it gives women an idea of what's accepted and what her man likes, right?
Right.
Because like let's say she get her hair done and it's just straight,
right,
and I hate it, and I don't post that.
Right.
But if she go get the curls, she get a little bit of color and a little bit of tint, and I notice and I post it, that gives her an idea of what I actually am into, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think, guys, if you're gonna post, have an idea of how you're gonna post it, because I think women really pay attention to stuff even though they don't mention it.
Oh yeah.
I just wanted to pause.
No, I was like, wait. I was like, I didn't know if you wanted to say anything.
No, I just wanted to pause for a second.
Dramatic pause.
Yeah.
Go back.
I just wanted to let you guys hear that part. Women pay attention to stuff and they notice a lot of things whether they mention it or not. So what you do does not go unnoticed. So if you want to be smart about it and get the woman to kind of tend to the way that you want her to be, not exactly, but the way you want her to be, brag on the things that you like the most, and then she will contend to aim for that factor. So like when she goes shopping and she buy all this stuff and you salty about it, just don't mention it. Don't say nothing about it, don't acknowledge it. But when she has, gotten a raise, or she has met more people that's going to help her, her business or whatever, she got more clients, brag on those things, because now she's going to touch on those more frequently than going to go shop or, watching Dancing with the Stars or something like that, right?
No.
Yeah. It's a concept. You just try it out. If you guys actually do it and it works well, then just let me know. Great. So let's talk about 3 main reasons why you should not post her. And I'm going to start with because guys are sharks. And that is really annoying. Because like especially like when your chick is unknown and if she looks awesome, like you necessarily don't want to post her because you just know guys gonna get at her. Especially if she is just awesome. Where it's like when people DM her but she ignore it, great. But it's like once you post her, especially if you tag her, because I ain't gonna fake, guys figure out how to find chicks through dudes and other people's profiles the same way women do, but not nearly as thorough. But guys have their way. So like when you post her, that opens a pool of other guys to now see her and want to talk to her. And that's what's really annoying. Like, have you encountered that?
Encountered.
Like being posted and then having more people? Or do you just give people more people anyways?
I mean, yeah, I could see that, but I don't know. I feel like it was kind of like an amalgamation of people. Like it was females and males.
Oh snap!
You know what I mean? Well, not in that way. No.
Oh, snap.
Not in that way. It was just like they're
all.
like, hey, or it's like I feel like it always kind of leads. Oh, you guys are so cute, and that kind of goes with guys too. Like you'll post your guy, and then the girl will be like, oh, you guys are so cute, or they'll just send it to him, be like, oh, you're so cute,
Someone be capping.
Yeah, and they do, and that's like a segue into like, hey, let me be the next person.
Tight.
Yeah.
I'm like, for like messages like that, like if they're not like a close friend and I get a oh y'all cute or whatever, I waive that message because that is not true feelings.
Mm-hmm.
That's like either saltiness or what's the word? It means hate, but it's a different word. Like distaste, dislike towards the whole situation.
Or like disdain, bitter.
Yeah, big bitter. Yeah, like it's like statements like that where it's like you just know there's a sense of what is the word? It's opposite of empathy. it just means, yeah, I can't think it started with E. Like, it just means, like, you don't like the situation. Like, I see the word and I can't say it. Bottom line is, like, you start to incur more people that actually does not like the situation than you would have if you kept them undercover. Which is why I think it's, like, a good thing to kind of keep them undercover, because, like, then, again, you avoid some issues.
Exactly.
And that basically leads to the second topic, or the second tip. Reason is because women are ops. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Like, they literally bring a lot of unwanted and unneeded info into y'all situation. Why do y'all do that?
That's I can talk about this all day, but no, it turns into a lot, especially when they post or whatever, and then the ex, and then the ex's friends, and then it's like, or I actually had an encounter with that, and the girl was so pressed that I was with him, and I was like, okay, like what do you want me to do about it? And that's why I was like, I think it's so much easier when you're not posting, because everything was smooth sailing, and then as soon as everyone knew that we were together, it was like World War II.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, no one has to be all in your business. That's kind of the whole thing. But women are pretty terrible sometimes.
Exactly. Like, they just bring a whole bunch of just nonsense around, and that's one reason why I'm starting the concept of just keeping them under the table until it's way late, because like, you never know who has some animosity towards you guys.
Right.
Or who actually, you maybe used to deal with somebody, but you didn't want to deal with them anymore. And then once they see that you got somebody else, now it's an opportunity to bring up a bunch of old things.
And they're preying on your downfall.
Exactly. Exactly. And like, women have a tendency to blow things way out of proportion. And it's just way, it's utterly ridiculous. And it's so annoying. And I just want to state, women, if you ever get a statement from another woman that says, quote, "I'm coming to you as a woman," unquote, just block her.
No, maybe open it, see what she was trying to, see if there's evidential proof.
I might say, if she got pictures and maybe some screenshots, then you dive into that. But if she sent me like a long worded text message, just read the first line and the last line.
Or the hey girly, just wanted to,
Yeah, exactly. Those are the ones you kind of gotta just sweep under the rug, because
Look at it first though. Just investigate. Yeah. No.
If you don't know about the chick, then I would kind of just slide away from her. But if you got some idea about her, then maybe you take a little bit longer look.
Or even evidence. Gotta have evidence. If she's not coming with no facts, then
right, there's no case.
It's cap.
Exactly. Exactly. And then finally, guys, when you do post, when she posts, you're giving her too much, because like, women love to get exactly what they want and what they ask for. And the concept, the reason why I don't do that is the idea of, if you give a mouse a cookie. Because if you guys remember that children's book, it's like, if you give a mouse a cookie, he's going to want a glass of milk. Basically, the more little things you give, the more and more that she will want. Because she sees that she gets with the first thing, so why not keep going?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if it's something that really bothers her and it doesn't really mean that much to you, you might as well just do it. You know what I mean? Like, why play this cat and mouse game and be like, oh, well, let me see who can hold off on whatever for who has the most power in the relationship. And I feel like that shouldn't be how a relationship should be. It shouldn't be like a game, you know? If it bothers her, post her.
Yeah.
You know?
Keep a balance. Definitely. But don't always cave in. Because you do it once, you're going to do it 30 more times. Because, you give her your credit card to go buy some Chick-fil-A, next thing she's doing is buying the house. So you want to just pay attention to like the little stuff. The little stuff, because then it becomes to get to a larger thing. I want you guys to look up the domino effect. It's a domino can knock over a domino, I think, 1.5 of its original size. So it doesn't take many much dominoes to knock over the Empire State Building. That is another concept of how things that small can get way large and way out of proportion. And then finally, we're going to talk about just tips to minimize the situation. So I'm going to talk about why you don't want to post her, which is basically, you shouldn't post her if that's not exactly what you want to do. Especially if you're not on social media all day, and if that's not what you're on social media for, because some people just use it to market, like or some people just use it to communicate with friends. But if posting her is not that important and is not something you're going to do or that you're used to doing, then don't always cave in. And then, Deja, why should we post?
Just minimize the fight. like, you shouldn't have to fight over whether you're gonna post or not if it makes somebody uncomfortable, or you know, they just want that one quick thing of reassurance. Like you said, it doesn't have to be every single day you're posting them, but if you have a picture of them on your feed, then obviously everyone's gonna know you're in a relationship. So if it's that important to her and she just needs that validation, do it.
Yeah. I would say definitely you gotta meet in the middle. So if you don't want to post her on the page, like throw it up a little bit in your story, like, because listen, it's gonna be going after 24 hours. So if only X amount of people seen it, then guess what? No one else will see it after that time period. So she at least seen that you attempted, but now it's gone. And if you really want to get hectic with it, then post a bunch of stuff right between before you're about to post it, and then post a bunch of stuff afterwards. So that way people see like you have a long story and they're gonna skip your story completely. So this way, it's been posted, but she just wasn't seen. Great.
This is dog advice, and I don't condone it at all.
It's smart advice for good guys. Great. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap